Hey everyone, and good Friday evening. Let's do weather for weather geeks. An in-depth look at our weekend forecast. We'll take a look at next week as well. Some very good news in the longer range if you're not a fan of this very March-like weather we've been in lately. All right, 5 years ago today, not to kind of rub salt in the wound here if you're a warm weather lover, but 5 years ago on today's date, we set a record high 89 degrees, about 50 degrees warmer than temperatures were this afternoon. Our official high, it's going to go into the record books as 43 today, but that was a midnight high temperature. We spent the morning in the lower 40s and then got into the 30s this afternoon. Now our high of 43 is 24 degrees colder than the average high, which is 67 on today's date. Second coldest May 8th on record as far as high temperatures go. And this will be our coldest high temperature for any calendar date in the month of May since May 4th, 1973, 47 years ago. And tomorrow's numbers are going to be very, very similar. Now, we had no accumulating snow today. We did have some random flurries mixed in with the rain showers this afternoon, but it's possible that we pick up maybe some measurable snow tomorrow morning. There might be a candy coating on some grassy surfaces and things like that tomorrow morning. Would not be surprised by that. But we're a solid month now. In fact, exactly a month past our 30-year average last date of accumulating snow in our area. Now, an exception to that was 4 years ago, back in 2016. We had accumulating snow on May 15th, but there are no other May dates on this list. So in other words, in the last 30 years, there's only been one time we've had measurable snow in the month of May. It was May 15th, 2016. We'll see if we squeeze in one more day like that tomorrow. All right, big picture here. We have soggy evening unfolding along the I-95 corridor towards the East Coast, where the air is cold enough. Of course, we've had some snow. Let me actually zoom in on our local area here. There's actually a pretty decent little band of lake-enhanced snow that's pushing off to the south. Now, the radar algorithm showing this mostly as green, as rain in other words, but a lot of this is snow and some graupel, some soft hail might be mixed in with this. Most of this is missing us to the west, back towards Canton and Akron and Mansfield. But yeah, we're going to get grazed by a couple of flurries, maybe a couple of snow pellets, snow grains out there for a couple of hours this evening, and there's even a little sunshine trying to work in as well. It's pretty remarkable how extensive this cold air mass is. There are, I should say, cold weather alerts, whether it be a freeze warning, a freeze watch, or a frost advisory, extending over 1,000 miles from the Plain States all the way pretty close to the East Coast, from the Chesapeake Bay on back towards parts of North Carolina, even in far northern Georgia. There are freeze warnings in the higher elevations north of Atlanta this evening. And we're not going to be done with the possibility of frosts and freezes until late next week when the pattern changes. We'll have a hard freeze tonight, even though there won't be frost. It'll be clouding up later on tonight and turning blustery. That's not a recipe for frost, but hard freeze with temperatures down in the mid-20s. It's possible that then Saturday night and Sunday morning, we have some frost with the wind calming down and the sky clearing. Don't think we'll have any issues Sunday night, Monday morning, but then Monday night, Tuesday morning, and even Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we're going to be pretty close to that freezing mark. So several nights where you've got to take care of the tender vegetation over the next several nights before things change late next week. All right, high-res FUTURECAST for tonight. After the sky clears some late this evening, as we head towards daybreak tomorrow morning, some flurries probably re-emerge, and snow showers and flurries will stick around through the first handful of hours of daylight. It's actually possible, I talked about this last evening, it's actually possible that there'll be some thunder snow around midday tomorrow, downwind of Lake Erie, especially up towards Erie, PA, into southwest New York. There's a lot of instability, and a lot of those will be aimed to our east, but it's going to be interesting to see if we have any thunder snow in northwest PA, southwest New York tomorrow. For us, a lot of clouds, could be a sprinkle or a flurry in the afternoon. The bigger story is the cold and the wind tomorrow. A better day coming up on Mother's Day as high pressure shifts off to our south. We'll get into a southwest flow. Clouds will increase. Might be a late day shower, but most of the showers are at night. And then one more clunker to get through on Monday. Ugh, this is a lousy day Monday. This is a cold, raw, blustery day. Temperatures no better than the mid-40s. And yes, some rain around. And yes, I wouldn't be surprised if we had some wet snowflakes mixed with the rain Monday morning. All right, so if you're celebrating with mom, whether it be virtually or in person, we are expecting a halfway decent day. Better than Saturday, better than Monday. Easily the best of those 3 days. Mid-50s by early afternoon, middle. Some places might get into the upper 50s before the afternoon is through, and maybe a late day shower. All right, here's where the good news is found. At the end of next week, next Friday, it'll be about 30 degrees warmer, almost 30 degrees warmer than the afternoon temperatures we dealt with today. So the turnaround really begins at the end of next week, and I really think this turnaround has some legs. The pattern is going to undergo a distinct change. You'll see that on the jet stream animation. That cold upper level low replaced by a pretty pronounced ridge of high pressure over the eastern U.S. And I see a lot of model agreement that once this pattern locks in at the end of next week, it's here to stay probably for the bulk of the rest of May. That doesn't mean there can't occasionally be a cool day, just like in this cold pattern. Occasionally we've had a warm day, like this past Sunday. But generally, it's going to be a much different pattern, I think, for the second half of May. That's something I've been talking about all week, and I see no reason to doubt that thinking at this point. That'll do it for me tonight. Have a great Friday night. Have a great weekend, everyone. And be sure and check out fresh editions of Weather for Weather Geeks right where you're watching this video, coming your way each and every evening next week. It's usually online by about 7 p.m.